Okay, thanks everybody for coming again this afternoon or this evening. Again, grateful for the leadership of my colleagues, Minister Dempster, Minister Haggie, as well as Jamie Chippett, Deputy Minister of Forestry. First, I'll just reiterate what I said yesterday. We hadn't planned on doing media briefings over the last couple of days, but we are taking this on a day-by-day basis. And as I said yesterday, we will continue to provide it when we have new relevant information. So we did think it was important today to share some new information, some good and bad, of course. And I was in Carbonear with Minister Dempster earlier today and Jamie as well. And certainly what we heard loud and clear from evacuees was the more information, the better. They want to know exactly what's happening. They understand we can't tell them exactly what's happening with each and every structure that's involved in this fire. But the more information we can provide to them, the better, whether it provides them a sense of comfort or a sense of relief or just a sense of understanding and knowing. It's important that we make sure that they get all the information possible. So one of the reasons, of course, is the general public wants to know, but the people that impact it deserve and want to know as much information as possible. So, having spoke of the evacuees, again, what we said to them today is that we do continue to understand the frustration that they're having. That's why we wanted to be there today, as this goes into a week now. It's important that we know that things change and emotions change. Issues change, and things that arise on a daily basis, which probably didn't exist on Tuesday, exist now on Sunday, and we need to be there to hear from them so we can provide the supports and services that they need. So just that they understand that as they continue to be away from their homes for however long it's going to be, that we will continue to be there, as Minister Dempster has been saying each and every day. The entire government, whatever department it is, whether it's the Department of Forestry, Public Safety, Newfoundland and Labrador Health Services, any and all hands are on deck at this time. So as for the Kingston fire, of course, everybody knows now that yesterday was a difficult day. There was increased winds for the first time in a few days and very, very hot temperatures, and we did see, of course, significant growth on the Kingston fire. As of this morning, it had grown to 4,895 hectares, and I think it's safe to say that's over 5,000 hectares now. And just to put it in perspective, it was 3,000 hectares yesterday morning. Fire projections show that the growth may reach Ochre Pit Cove this evening. And we do, unfortunately, have confirmed reports as we are doing work out in that area that there has been additional structures impacted yesterday and throughout the day in Adams Cove area, Kingston, and Western Bay, which is, of course, very difficult news to share, especially for the individuals whose homes and structures were impacted, but as well their friends and neighbors as well in the communities. So to all the residents in their communities, please know our hearts are with each and every one of you. Unfortunately, we can't, based on the suppression efforts and the smoke, evaluate exactly what structures are lost at this time, but we will continue to evaluate and provide that detailed information to the individuals as soon as we can. The action on the Kingston fire right now, there's 4 air tankers actively working to contain the fire spread on the north end of this fire. That is all the water bombers in Newfoundland and Labrador's fleet. There's 1 bird dog, 5 helicopters, 2 from the Coast Guard in supporting roles, and 50 ground crew working on the fire. Of course, the safety of our brave frontline heroes is a priority. The local fire departments have been advised of risks associated with the fire while attempting to provide structure protection, and a plan is always in place to increase coordination and increase situational awareness by all to make sure that those on the ground are always safe. Martin Lake suppression crews continue to hold the northern area of the fire at Martin Lake. The 2 water bombers from Quebec are there, along with a bird dog aircraft, and the 3 air tractors from New Brunswick continue to provide the aerial support with the ground crews today. The crews there are focusing on the southwestern edge and the cabin areas, and there remains, at this time, no impact to Route 360. And we, of course, as I said, throughout the week, continue to closely monitor the situation of that highway. The Holyrood fire now, which is good news, is being classified as being held. It remains at 22 hectares with no reported growth and minimal fire behavior observed, and the fire is fully contained with hose lines. The action there is the helicopter bucketing and monitoring are ongoing, and crews are still working on the fire with support from local fire departments with water supplies. The evacuation order, of course, is lifted, and ground search and rescue will scan for hot spots there this evening. The fire reported yesterday in Labrador, just to clarify, it was Grand Lake Forest Access Road System north of Happy Valley Goose Bay, and that fire has been declared out. Crews are assessing another wildfire about 19 kilometers due south of Happy Valley Goose Bay, east of the Trans-Labrador Highway. Helicopters and ground crew are responding, and both of these fires appear to be caused by lightning. Now just some news about the status of assets we were waiting from Quebec and Ontario. The two Quebec ones are here. Unfortunately, two of the other Quebec assets we were expecting over the weekend have had to cancel due to maintenance issues on those aircraft. We certainly appreciate the two that are here and working and continue to work with Quebec in the event that they can fix the maintenance issues. The two water bombers from Ontario we've been advised there is a delay as they deal with wildfires in their own province. Of course, this goes back to when we started the situation. We talked about the forest fires raging from coast to coast to coast. And now we see, of course, that we're feeling the effects of the fires in Ontario. New Brunswick has certainly had a heightened sense of fires over the last couple of days as well, so we're thankful that they continue to provide support to us. Despite this, though, we do have good news that we have confirmation of a high-capacity helicopter that will be arriving tomorrow. Just to put that in context, our water bombers are able to carry and dump about 1,600 gallons, and this high-capacity helicopter is not far off. They'll be able to dump 1,000 gallons, so it is a significant asset that will certainly help tomorrow. We continue to be grateful to our friends from New Brunswick and Quebec, and of course the ground crew from Ontario, and we're continuing to monitor options throughout the country where anybody can be of assistance. So with that, I'll just hand it over to Minister Haggie if he has any comments for today.
Thank you very much, Premier. Good evening, everyone, including the folks sitting in the cafeteria in Carbonear Academy watching live. I know you're having a hard time, and this is part of our attempt to keep you as informed as we possibly can. So I just to comment on some of the things that are going on in Carbonear. Again, thank the volunteers. This centre would not be open without the Red Cross, the Salvation Army, and many, many more. There have been so many donations that in actual fact, the building is full and at the moment can't take anything else. So if they need something, they'll let you know, but just hang on for a while. I'd also like to thank and throw a bouquet to those people who manned and serviced the Villanova Junior High Centre, which is now closed because the evacuation order has been lifted again. Couldn't have done it without you. The centres, both there and in Carbonear, are a place to sleep. If you need it, place to eat. There's 3 full meals a day, and I gather even an executive chef has turned up to volunteer his time. So take advantage of it. There's music and there's entertainment to try and help pass the time and make people feel a little less unhappy and a little less anxious. It is also a place where there is a significant amount of information. People have commented about the internet and cell service. So the staff there are actually printing out the information that we provide through those media outlets so that the people there can read them directly. There are health and mental health supports available on site 24/7. There's access to a nurse practitioner. There are RNs. There's community nurses for wound care and such. There are mental health workers, social workers, and addiction workers on site. And there will be tomorrow a pop-up health clinic at the Health Services Building on 15A Industrial Crescent, Carbonear, starting tomorrow, Monday the 10th. It's for residents in the area who need access to primary care during the ongoing wildfire. So they will be offering in-person care for fairly minor ailments, UTIs, and navigation if areas of care outside there are actually needed. I think just a comment about the regional state of emergency would be appropriate at this stage. It is Bristol's Hope and Whiteway, the line, and north of that, and it includes the entire peninsula. It doesn't mean, however, that we're evacuating it, and it's not quite the same as COVID either. You do not need to strip Walmart of toilet rolls like you did last time. It's a different situation. Be prepared to evacuate. But we're not asking or insisting that anybody move except from the areas that are already under evacuation orders. That is Small Point, Adams Cove, Blackhead, Broad Cove, Western Bay, Salmon Cove, Kingston, Perry's Cove, Okapit Cove, Burnt Point, Gull Island, Northern Bay, and there's an alert out for the town of Victoria. If you are on the peninsula and do not live there, go home. This is not the time for casual visits, sightseeing, tourism, or sports and festivals. We'll continue as a provincial government, PEOC, to work with all our partners to make this operation as smooth and efficient as possible. We are at level 3. Everybody we need is in the building. And again, I understand it's a time of great stress and anxiety. We can get through this. We will get through this. Stay safe and be kind. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister Haggie. Minister Dempster.
Thank you, Premier. As Premier mentioned, we were in Carbonear earlier today. Such a range of emotions out there. Pretty busy place. We saw the goodness in humanity that always rises to the surface in the most challenging of times. We saw it again and again. We went into rooms that was stocked so full with clothing, bins and bins of it that was new clothing that came from businesses. Even the pet room, that a call went out for food, and there is more than an abundance of food. What we also saw was much despair and stress. And the Premier opened with the importance of us doing good communication, and I would like to speak for a moment to miscommunication. I had a number of people reaching out to me today saying, we can't walk in the woods. And then I checked social media, and there is some terrible, misleading, unfactual media posts and comments that do nothing to help those people on the entire Bay de Verde Peninsula that are in a state of emergency, many that threw little cams on their doors watch their homes being burned. It's a terrible, devastating time. We have people reaching out from all around the province offering to help, and those people who are sharing information that they don't know whether it's true or not is not helping. We have not banned walking in the woods. We have not banned hiking. We have not banned ATVs. What we have banned is open pit fires. Fires that cause more fires. Fires that drain resources. And quite frankly, that are very careless and reckless right now in this devastating time in our province. So I would ask people, when you read something, check the source. And I want to say to people, continue to follow the official channels. We had some good, solid conversations with people today at Carbonear, people that were grateful for the help they're getting. They're sad, they're upset. We understand all of that. And it's so important that the information that's reaching their eyes and ears is true and it's helpful. With that, I think I'll turn it back to you, Premier. Thank you.
Thanks. Any questions this afternoon?
The high-capacity helicopter, what province is that coming from?
That's coming from Manitoba.
Manitoba.
That is, we're contracting that from Manitoba. It's not coming from the province of Manitoba.
How much will that cost?
I think it's about $1.1 million for 1 week. That's correct. It is $1.1 million for 1 week.
A person was being investigated yesterday. Did that result in a fine?
Not to my knowledge, but yeah, as you know, investigations take some time. So yeah, stay tuned.
How much of a threat does the fire pose to Victoria?
So Victoria, as of a couple of hours anyways, was certainly okay. No reason to be on any further extra higher alert in Victoria than they have been all last couple of days since the alert went in place.
What's the morale like amongst crews? They must be tired. It's been a long, dry, hot week.
Yeah, I mean, certainly Jamie works with them day in and day out, and Minister Dempster can speak to it. They are, of course, I mean, you don't know how long this is going to go for when you get into it. I mean, I've been through a few of these as minister over the last few years, and this one certainly seems like harder to see the end than the other ones I've been involved in. So there are ups and downs for sure, but despite the ups and downs, they're still doing everything they can. Yeah.
I'll just add to that, Premier, if I could.
Mm-hmm.
it's unbelievable to see the dedication of those folks in forestry, folks in charge of our incident command centers that are starting at 5, that are going till midnight day after day. Lots of folks can do it maybe for a window in time, but this has been prolonged, and we know the forecast looking out for the next few days, it seems Mother Nature's not giving us, at least not a break into the immediate. The level of commitment, the responsibility that they have to make decisions and look for resources and things like that, I couldn't sit here and articulate in my limited vocabulary the praise that is owing to those people.
What about the people who lost their homes? When should they expect to hear something comprehensive from the province about all of the laundry list of programs that I'm sure are available?
Yeah, so we announced the program within the last couple of days about people who have been evacuated, and having had conversations today. Just first, it does seem today to me this is settling a little bit more, that this is going to be a little bit more long-term than people were hoping for, having now almost approached a week. People are accepting that and realize that. I mean, you can't fool yourself and think it's going to be over tomorrow with the forecast and the heat, the lack of rain, certainly up until Thursday or Friday. And conversations we had today, it's important for them to know, well, what is the medium and long-term plans going to look like for people who had lost their houses, and people who might, or people won't be able to go back to their community. So I'm going to talk to the clerk today, and I think reconvene, and I will reconvene a cabinet committee that we've had in the past to deal with disasters, about what the solutions look like going forward. There's some options out there that we talked about today on the ground in Carbonear, because people are going to need somewhere to sleep for the months ahead. I mean, even if they want to reconstruct homes that are lost, I mean, that they're not going to do that over the winter. So there does need to be some medium and long-term planning, and so we'll get to work on that right away.
Ms. Dempster, I know the Premier just provided an update on size, but I seen a photo shared to your Facebook page yesterday evening that really showed the magnitude of how big this particular fire really is. Can you speak to those recent pictures and this dramatic size of this fire?
There's no doubt that the fire is very big, and we've seen it grown to almost 5,000 hectares, as the Premier mentioned, and just across the front in one particular area, it's 5 kilometres long. So it's really a monumental effort. On some areas, it's much worse, and so the areas that are better, we're doing fire guards, dozer guards, doing things to try and proactively prevent it from spreading. On the heavier area, of course, you can't always have crews on the ground for safety and working with that. But no doubt, this is a big fire, and it's having a tremendous impact. And I don't think, as the Premier said, we've seen the full impact just yet.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Stay safe.
Appreciate it.